superconductors. The name's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, time to unravel a tale that's not just sci-fi, it's science on the edge of epic. Picture this: widespread floating trains, nuclear fusion dreams, and even Marty McFly's legendary hoverboard. But here's the twist: it's not just a movie plot. These incredible breakthroughs might be closer than you think. All thanks to a game-changing concept: room temperature, ambient pressure, superconductors. Yes, I said it. And no, it's not science fiction. It's science fact. Now, don't get too chilly just yet. Imagine the game changer at this room temperature, ready to power up our lives without all the fuzz. Imagine batteries that go the distance, medical imaging that's beyond futuristic, and power grids so efficient that they're practically doing a victory dance. Got your attention? Well, investors are equally hooked, even if a few skeptics have their doubts. It's not just hype. This discovery could be a revolution, touching every aspect of our lives. Hold on to your imagination, because these innovations are poised to transform our worlds in ways we have never dreamed of. And the key: a magical material that can conduct electricity with zero resistance and zero energy loss. But here's the catch: conventional superconductors only play nice under extreme conditions. Think freezing cold or intense pressure. In other words, not exactly compatible with our cozy room temperatures. Cryogenics might sound cool, but they're not exactly party material. But let's break it down. No lab course required. When electricity dances from place to place, it usually follows a conductor, typically a metal. But guess what? Conductors have a rebellious side. They resist, leading to energy loss and, yes, your gadgets heating up. Now enter superconductors, the superhero of this story. They're like conductors on steroids, transmitting energy with zero loss and zero heat. Think of it as a A-list celebrity of conductivity. These superconductors mean business, conducting electric current perfectly, making them a dream for efficiency enthusiasts everywhere. So, who's the hero of our tale? Cue the University of Rochester-led scientists who dared to dream of room temperature superconductors. Sounds too good to be true. Well, the science world agrees, with many raising their eyebrows at this claim. Drama, right? But no comment from University of Rochester camp. The Department of Energy and Homeland Security have funded initiatives to create more resilient power grids using superconducting cables, like one in Chicago that uses liquid nitrogen to keep cables cool. Ultimately, the reason why people are so interested in this space in terms of investing, especially, is because unlocking a room temperature and pressure conductor again would revolutionize medical imaging. It would make it so that magnetically levitating trains were more accessible, cheaper to build, more efficient. It would make it so that our electrical grids truly would become revolutionized. Because superconductors potentially promise huge advances in technology, finding one that can work at a room temperature and ambient pressure has become a holy grail for scientists and investors. A group led by the scientists at the University of Rochester claimed to make a major breakthrough in March. A superconductor made of rare earth materials combined with nitrogen and hydrogen that they said worked at roughly room temperature. The study was peer-reviewed, but the lead researcher has come under scrutiny. Then, two other papers released in July detailed a potential superconductor called LK99 that combined copper, lead, phosphorus, and oxygen and worked at room temperature and ambient pressure. Videos of the substance floating above a magnet, a hallmark of superconductivity, circulated online. But those papers written by the researchers who mostly worked for the privately held Quantum Energy Research Center haven't yet been peer-reviewed, and many scientists say LK99 is just a magnet rather than a superconducting material. Many groups had difficulty replicating the experiment. The Quantum Energy Research Center didn't respond to requests for comments also. Still, the enthusiasm for July research triggered big stock swings for companies like Sunam, Mobase, and American Superconductors. Before a room temperature, ambient pressure superconductor can be brought to market, it needs to be replicated regularly in trials. That's what Norman's group at Argonne National Laboratory is trying to do now with the LK99. But before we all enjoy a superconductor powered future, let's not skip a few chapters. Think replication, trials, scaling up, and production. It's like turning a cozy kitchen recipe into the grand feast for thousands. Just like a team of superheroes, scientists at Argonne National Laboratory tackled the challenge head on. They're out to replicate the results, scale up productions, and make the magic happen. It's not as easy as it sounds, but they're on it. But hey, any discovery is a win, and it's all part of the cosmic treasure hunt. The research for a room temperature superconductor is like the ultimate quest, and science isn't about to back down. So, while the journey might take time, the promise is undeniable. And as for our future, well, it might just be hovering around the corner.